Alright, so it's been a while since we had a new Arthur in the game, and Iregnance actually data mined Excalibur Arthur, or God Sword Arthur, whatever you want to call it, right? But yeah, he data mined Arthur, so I went ahead and made a character concept of what I think Arthur could be. So again, this is a character concept, it is not confirmed or anything, just want to make sure you guys understand that. But yeah, if you guys do enjoy the video, consider leaving a like, comment, and subscribe if you do enjoy Grand Cross content. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into the character that I made. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think it's good, overpowered? Do you think it's underwhelming? Just let me know in the comments. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So as you can see from right here, he is going to be a green unit. So this Arthur is going to be a green unit. I got the art from Seven Deadly Sins Pocket. Is it Knights in the Pocket? I think so. It used to be a mobile game, but it got discontinued. But yeah, so I got that art, got this art from that game, and it looks really, really good. And it's the closest thing I could find, like, for Arthur pulling out Excalibur. So yeah, so we go down, right? We get his substats. These are his substats. So I didn't want to make him too crazy with the substats, but I think this is fair. So he has a pierce rate of 73%, resistance of 56%, regeneration of 2%, crit chance 48.5%, crit damage 151%, crit resistance 70.5%, crit defense 32.5%, recovery rate 12%, and then lifesteal 0%. So his HP related stats suck. His HP related stats really do suck, but that's because what he does in his skills and his passive, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, his HP related stats are very, very bad. So I did that because I didn't want to make him like too crazy. I just wanted to make him a very fun unit. It's you know, assuming he's gonna be a festival unit, of course, right? Just wanted to make him a fun unit. His pierce rate is decent, right? 73% isn't really that bad, but nowadays, you know, units could be like at 86% pierce rate or something like that. But 73% is definitely fair, I believe. So it's not too terrible. His crit chance is highly underwhelming. 48.5% is not that good. And then his crit damage is also very poor, 151%. Although his defense, you know, his crit defense and crit resistance are, Crit resistance is better, you know, to have because you're not going to get critted as often. But his crit defense, when he does get crit, he's not going to, you know, he's not going to do very well against crits. But again, I didn't want to make him too overpowered with the substats. But yeah, as far as his basic stats go, that doesn't really matter because CC of an individual character is calculated weirdly and differently. So I didn't want to go and get into all that. But yeah, these are his substats. So he's sporting overall decent substats. Again, didn't want to make him broken, right? I just wanted to try and make him a fair, fun unit as possible. You know what I mean? So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into his skills. This is gonna be what makes him very good, right? His kit. All right, so we'll start off with his skill 1. His skill 1 is indeed a stance. So it's like a full counter, but the damage multiplier is lower. So a regular, like, full counter damage multiplier, I took this from Estarossa, by the way. Estarossa's was 240, I believe, and then I took it down to 220. I basically took it down because of the fact that he will heal 10% of HP when a critical strike occurs. Now, since this is a stance, he must be attacked. Like, he's not gonna attack, obviously, right? So once he's attacked, he does, I forgot to put the combo hit, but he does 4 hits, right? He does 4 hits. So he has a pretty decent chance at critting, because if it's 4 hits, it's gonna be a lot more of a chance that he's gonna go ahead and crit. It's not gonna be like Zell, where Zelders has a higher crit chance, right? But he doesn't crit because he does 1 hit. But yeah, he has a pretty decent chance at critting, and then once he crits, he is going to go ahead and heal 10%, 15%, and 30% of HP, you know, once, you know, depending on the skill rank, right? So then, of course, rank 2 and 3 are going to be very powerful. 345% of attack. he's gonna deal that much damage back at the opponent once they hit him, and then he also taunts, which is crazy, so they have no choice but to hit him, and then he's gonna heal once he crits. I think that's a very, very good card, especially since this skill is basically the skill where he cucks Zeldris, you know, where he's using all those slashes to counterattack and attack Zeldris at once. That's that one, right? Dance of Avidia, right? So very, very powerful skill in my opinion. I think it's gonna be his most powerful skill. All right, so then let's go ahead and get into skill 2. So his skill 2 is Death Pecker. So his Death Pecker combo is going to be 5. So he's going to hit him 5 times. It is a single hitting attack, which seals ultimate gauge. Very, very cool. I took it from, Green Demon Meliodas. I took it from him. And I think it's actually very, very good for him, because if he can seal the opponent's ultimate gauge, he's going to, be valuable, because even though it is single hitting target, they won't be able to, use their ultimate, of course. So it's very strong for what it is as well, too. So since it's not an attack card, Gowther, if you face a red Gowther, because this Arthur is green, he won't be able to stop this one because all of it is a debuff. So that's very good. So literally the only thing you can do to stop this Arthur is to disable debuff skills on him. So because none of his skills are attacks. So that's, that's what's good about him. But yeah, 5-hit combo, which means he definitely has a better chance at getting a critical strike than on his skill 1. Again, this is just mainly to stop them from using their ult. Stop, I guess, let's say Blue King or something like that, Goddess Elizabeth, you can stop them from using an ult. So I thought that was good to give him. But yeah, man, there's nothing really too much to say about that one. Just mainly a support type of, skill that would really combo well with him. So let's go ahead and get into the ultimate. So his ultimate, I had no idea what to do for his ultimate, but I figured out what would be the best thing to do for him. So his ultimate is the True King Awakened, right? So this increases the hero's basic stats by 50% for 3 turns and inflicts 420% of attack on one enemy. You can see right there underneath the multiplier that at 6 out of 6 it's 630%. This is the same thing that Galen and Mikasa have. This is going to be very, very good for this character because all of his basic stats will be increased by 50%, which is going to make him immensely powerful. It's going to make him very, very powerful, especially considering he has a counter skill. It's just going to make for a very good combination, right? So it's going to be very strong. His multiplier won't be like the craziest, but I think it will do damage considering if he does get a crit, right? With the low chance he has to get a crit, I think it's going to be very, very likely that he could probably like one-shot a unit when he's 6 out of 6. And even if he doesn't, his basic stats are still being increased, so it really doesn't matter, right? The only thing you have to watch out for is an enemy who can remove buffs. But aside from that, that's literally all you have to worry about when using his ultimate. Because again, he can't be attack disabled, he can be debuff disabled, but honestly, there's not too many units that do that. The most prominent one is Blue Droll, right? Or Green Droll. Green Droll disables buff skills and debuff skills, so that's pretty much the only one who's really a problem, because not a lot of other units do that, at least none that come to mind right now. So, and sealing stances aren't very common either, so yeah, he's looking really good on PvP, right? So then we get into his passive. His passive is what makes him great, by the way. So his passive. Before I get into it, I just want to say I wanted to make his passive where it was, very powerful, but at the same time it was, you could only use it in certain situations. So let's go ahead and get into it. So his passive skill is King Chosen by the Sword. So if there are 3 of the same race on the team, right, which means all the teammates have to be human because Arthur is a human, right? Reduces damage by 10% at the start of every turn, limit of 5 times. This also resets when another member of a different race is on the team. So you won't be able to use it if you have like 2 humans and an unknown. You won't be able to use it. It won't proc, right? So then also, when a human race ally applies a debuff on the enemy, the debuff cannot be removed or cleansed. So keep in mind that you have 3 humans. They cannot remove the debuff if, you have 3 humans on the field. So that's really, really good. And then also when this unit lands a critical strike, increases the ranks of all the hero skills. So his passive is very, very powerful. You run 3 humans, and let's say you have Arthur, Kyo, and I don't know, Lilia. So Kyo right off rip would be the best unit for King because Kyo applies ignites. So once those ignites are applied, they literally cannot be cleansed or removed. This means you can't remove it with Zelda's commandment either, by the way. The only thing that can remove this is probably Escanor's passive, Green Escanor's passive. Literally, that's probably the only thing that could take it away. But yeah, they cannot be removed or cleansed. So yeah, keep that in mind. So you have Kyo, right, who's applying ignites at the start of every turn, as well as getting a damage reduction of 10% at the start of every turn. And then also, Kyo's ignites reduces the damage you receive by 5% per ignite. So you toggle that on with the damage reduction, and that team is literally like unstoppable. You'd have to make a team that could get through Kyo first, right? Probably take him down first, then take down Arthur. But yeah. Also, you're getting a rank up when you land a critical strike. So it's basically what Lost Vein has, but instead of getting hit, you have to hit and get a critical hit, right? Again, he has a great chance at doing that because his counter also has 4 hits, and then his skill 2 has 5 hits. So you have a great chance at getting a critical strike. And then once you do, again, your card's ranked up. So pretty good. The damage reduction, in my opinion, is probably what's going to make him very, very viable and usable. Because reducing damage by 10% and then you get that maxed out at 50%, that is ridiculous. And then you could also come up with different comps for humans. I think this would be great too, because then you could actually use humans, right? You could actually use all humans on a team. It's just nasty. It's a nasty combination you can make. You could have Arthur, you could have Gil Thunder, because Gil Thunder's passive increases his resistance on top of the damage reduction that you're gonna have, which is crazy. You could have Valenti, you could have Ban, Easton, Lily. There's so many different combinations that you could try with this team. I just think it'd be fun. Obviously, right, you can't use this on Goddess Elizabeth, Lost Vein, and Arthur, because Arthur won't get this passive procced. That's where I wanted to stop him too. I didn't want him to be able to be used with Lost Vein and Goddess Elizabeth, so I restricted him to basically a human only team. Now you can use him on that team, right? It's just the only thing that's going to be proccing is when this unit lands a critical strike, right? That part is the only thing that's gonna be proccing. So everything else before that won't. But yeah, man. So think about it. You can't cleanse Kyo's ignites, right? If you have another human who applies debuffs, this Arthur applies a debuff on his skill 2. They cannot remove that seal. It's just really, really powerful in my personal opinion. But I mean, you guys are free to think of whatever you like. But I really think he is a very powerful ally on the human team. I think he's just a powerful unit in general, which is why I gave him the SS tier. Now again, he won't be used a lot with different team comps Estarossa and him. They could be used together, but I wouldn't recommend it, because Arthur's main thing, because his defensive stats aren't the best either, right? His crit resistance is good. I'm not gonna take that away from him, but his resistance is 56%. His crit defense is 32.5%. You're gonna want to use him on a human team for that damage reduction, right? And then you toggle on that damage reduction with his counter, and then he's healing 10% every time he crits. He would be a force to be reckoned with. This Arthur would not be playing any games, man. He'll go into PvP and just crush the opposition. It's insane. But yeah, I really think he probably would be one of the best characters in the game if they make him like this. Let's say Netmarble watches this video and be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to take this and I'm going to use it, right? I legit think he would be one of the best units in the game, because then you'd have to face Green Arthur. Imagine a Rugal on Arthur's team and a Lilia. That would legit be the new Pierce team. It would legit be the new Pierce team, because it'd just be filthy, man. It would be legit filthy. Then let's say you have Valenti. Who else is a Green Easton? New mono green team right here. This is great. There's just so much stuff that you can do, and units like this would be a lot more fun than Goddess Liz, who's like toxic in PvP. Lost Fiend, who's pretty much like a one-trick pony. You know, you get crits off, you use his ultimate, that's it. You could actually like use him for different things, right? Let's say if you don't have a stance and you have Deathpecker, well, you could stop their ultimate gauge, right? And then you also they also can't remove it because you have 3 humans on the field, right? Really, really powerful. I just think he would be a very unique character. The only thing about him, I would say that's a downside, is there are a lot of strong reds. So he would be getting, I think he would take a decent amount of damage from reds, but once his damage reduction gets to like 30% and above, then it's like, all right, now they're not going to do as much damage, but again, like they're still going to do somewhat of damage because type advantage. But once you get to the 50%, it's definitely not going to matter, in my opinion, because he's just not going to take as much damage as you think, right? So yeah, he's very, very powerful, and that's another reason I didn't give his resistance, you know, an amp, because if he's reducing damage by 10% at the start of every turn, and then his resistance was at like, let's say 73%, that would be crazy. That would legit be craziness, because then he'd be able to, like, he would honestly be able to like not take any damage from blues who are like weak blues, right? Like Fairy King. He wouldn't take any damage from Blue King, because Blue King would try and petrify him, and he probably would patience it. Like, that would be insane. So I just, you know, I nerfed his resistance from what I had initially. Initially it was at like what, it's like 68, and I was like, no, I need to make it fair. But yeah, his substats again aren't the best, but his skills are his main thing, right? His skills are going to be his main thing. Again, I didn't do his basic stats because I didn't really think it mattered. But yeah, other than that, I think I got every other important thing. But yeah, man, I really hope they do justice for Excalibur Arthur, because I'm really excited to see what they have for him, because Arthur with Excalibur was really cool in the manga. I guess in the anime it was alright, but like in the manga it was like so hyped to see him with the Excalibur. But yeah, man, that's gonna be all for this video. I just wanted to make a fun character concept video for you guys. I haven't done one of these in a long time, so let me know if you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, again, be sure to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. You know, we're gonna be doing more videos, so also join the Discord. But yeah, man, with that said, I will see you all in the next video.